All right, hey everybody, this is Mrs. Johnson. I might not be some of your math teacher. Some of you might not have me as your math teacher this year, but I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the math disclosure, and it's going to be the same no matter which teacher you have this year. So if you have Mr. Bodley or Miss McGowan or me, you are going to have the same math disclosure. So let's talk about a couple of the different things that are going to be true this year. And I actually am going to keep referring down to my computer that's on the floor. I'm also obviously not in my classroom, but that'd be pretty crazy if this was my classroom. No, probably not. Okay, so for our disclosure this year, it's going to look a little different than in years past because obviously this is a very different setup of school in different years past. We have some of you who are doing all of your schooling from home online. We have some of you who are doing a hybrid option where you'll be in class some days and then you're going to be at school some days. And then we have some of you who are going to be at school all the days that you are not sick. So I'll start with our expectations if you are doing any sort of learning online. When you are learning online, you are going to have a module that's assigned every week. So every time you see a module, it's going to be labeled for what week it is, and we'll also have on there which dates that module has been assigned. And then underneath that, it's going to have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Now, yesterday's video, Miss McGowan went through and explained really well how it works when you go through those and why some of them are going to be grayed out because you have to go through them in order, in the correct order. So your job is to get as far as you can or as far as you'd like in those modules each day. We would like you to stay up to date where, for example, if it's Wednesday, you should be doing Wednesday's work. You are totally allowed to get a little bit ahead on those modules, but we really would prefer that you not get behind if you are healthy and well. Now, obviously, if you get sick, that's a different story. And if you do get sick or if someone in your household is sick, make sure to contact the school so that we know and we can expect to help you catch up once you're able to do your math work again safely. Okay, so you're going to get as far as you can each day when you log in, and during the week we expect you to log in each day until you're done with that week's module. Our plan is to have the entire week up and ready every Monday. Now, we are humans, and sometimes we might need a little bit longer to get some days up there. So if it's Monday and you see that Friday's not up yet, please don't panic. Please don't email us a billion times saying, Miss Johnson, why isn't Friday up there? It's probably because life got really busy and really hectic, and we are also humans and we might get sick at some point. So please try to be patient. If you see that something's not quite up yet, give it a little bit of time and we will try to get it up as quickly as possible. I'm really sorry if you can hear my 2-year-old screaming. It's only because he hates everything. Okay, so if you finish your entire week's module before Friday, let's say that you are you're doing all of your work in class, but you happen to do all the online material and you're in class on Friday wondering what the heck do I do? Bring a book, work on something for a different class. That's a silly question. You know how to manage your time. And if you feel like you're going through really quickly, you're always welcome to slow down. You are always welcome to find different things to do to keep yourself busy while you are in class. Okay, let's talk about the materials that you will need if you're working online. The materials that you need for this class are, first of all, the binder that Miss McGowan showed yesterday that your math teachers put together very painstakingly. It was a beautiful process. Each of you will have one math binder with all the notes that you need. So you need to have that with you when you do your online curriculum every single day, and your in-person curriculum, by the way. You're gonna need something to write with, so a pencil or a pen. Did Miss Johnson just say pen? Yes, I did. I want you to have something to write with. Now, when you write with a pen, one of the downsides is they are not usually erasable. So use your best judgment. If you're making a lot of mistakes or if you're doing graphing of some sort, you might want to stick with a pencil. But you'll also see that Miss McGowan yesterday said that you should have some colored pens to help you coordinate and to help you maybe take your notes a little bit more beautifully. I don't know, it helps me. But you'll see us using some colored pens, probably not Mr. Bodley, just a red pen because that's all he likes. Okay, the next thing that I want to talk about is a calculator. You have access to the calculator at desmos.com/scientific, but if you would like to purchase a second calculator or a calculator that you can hold in your hands, or if you have a calculator at home, great. Use that. That'll be a really good resource for you. Okay, so if you come to class every day, all of those same expectations are there, but there's a couple extra things that we are going to make mandatory in class. You've got all your online requirements, which means doing your module every day, having all those supplies that we asked for. But if you're in class, you are required to wear a mask. You are required to wear a mask that covers your mouth and your nose. The reason it has to cover your mouth and your nose is because that is how breathing works. I would like that to sink in. Myself, Mr. Bodily, and Miss McGowan, we care a lot about you, and I would like to hope that you care a lot about us. And it is very important that we do not share germs. Now, masks are not perfect, but they are a heck of a lot better than nothing. Please do not argue us on that rule. That is for the safety of us, for our families, for you, for your families, for our entire community. Please bring a mask every day, wash it between days. We'll have extras in case like yours breaks, or if you, I don't know, I'm trying to think of other reasons you'd have a mask emergency. Bring your mask, okay? That is non-negotiable. That is a rule that is required to come into every single math class if you are in person. Now, if you absolutely hate wearing a mask, there's a great alternative. You can do your work from online. That's why we gave you that option, is if there's a lot of anxiety behind this stuff, or if there's just, you're really afraid that you can't sit all day without a mask, but masks are required in class. All right, I think I've talked enough about masks. The next thing that's gonna be a little bit different in your math classes this year, we are not going to be talking from the front of the room very much. You're not gonna hear me very well when I'm going to be wearing 2 masks, by the way. I'll have 2 masks covering my face, and I'll have a shield over the front of it, and I'm gonna look different, I'm gonna sound different. It's gonna be very hard to hear and understand me, which is why we've pre-recorded all of our videos. You'll be watching those videos in class, just like the kids who are online, okay? So, there's a fly on my computer. We're also going to not be doing partner work in class. There's going to be very minimal talking because we're trying to reduce the amount of airflow that we're throwing around the classroom with people talking and shouting at each other. When you're in class, you are not to leave your seat while class is going because, again, we're trying to minimize how many people you come in contact with. Now, for example, my biggest class this year, and I know Mr. Bodley's biggest class and Miss McGowan's biggest classes, we all have classes over 30 students. There's not enough space to have you 6 feet apart. So we are doing our best to keep you at least a couple feet apart, but you are going to come in close contact with people. And so that's why we need these masks, and that's why we need people not moving around and going closer to other people than we already have to. So there are going to be arrows on the floor of our classroom that tell you how to navigate the room and what aisles to walk through. And it's gonna be a little bit different. Things like sharpening your pencil, you're not going to be able to get up to do that, so you'll have to raise your hand and we will have to provide you a new pencil that we will get back at the end and sanitize before we're able to borrow it to another student. You're not going to be allowed to bring food to class. Not that you were before, but it's one of those things that if you're eating in class, you're going to have to pull your mask off, so no eating in class. I will allow you to have a closed top water bottle. And in my classroom, and I believe in Miss McGowan's and Mr. Bodley's rooms, we'll each have some sort of procedure for you to take a breathing break if you need one, whether it's in the hallway or if it's in the back of the room. We'll have some procedure for you to take a quick breath with your mask down and maybe take some sips of water. But that'll be explained when you're in class with Mr. Bodley, Miss McGowan, or myself. We'll show you exactly where that is and how you can take your quick breathing break, especially as we're all getting used to wearing masks for 8 hours a day. It's going to be very sweaty in that room. We'll have lots of fans going to try to keep airflow leaving the room and bring fresh air in, and also to keep us from boiling alive. Okay, so, oh Jesus, there's a spider on my computer. Nature is the worst sometimes. Okay, so I said about water bottles and breathing breaks. Oh, when you get to class, you go immediately to your desk. I know sometimes you want to like horse around with your friends. Not happening, because again, we have to get quickly and safely to our desks so that we can stay in our bubble, so that if there ever is a positive case, we can properly contact trace and know who you were sitting near so that we know who to contact in case there's a positive outbreak in our classroom. Okay. With that said, we also will not be sharing classroom supplies, calculators, and different things like buckets and scissors and rulers. All of that is going to be not provided this year. So if there's anything that you want to have in the classroom, you need to bring it. If you cannot get a hold of some of those items, you can contact your math teacher and we will help you get a hold of whatever it is. But there are some great intruder. Oh no, I hope she doesn't like do dog things behind us. Pepper, get out of here. Go lay down. Okay. This is weird. Okay. I believe I've covered everything for online and in class. I want to talk really quick about grades. I can't stop staring at my dog in the corner. Okay, let's talk about grades. Your grade is going to be made up of 3 different sections. We will not have morning quizzes. We are going to actually just have classroom work. So classroom work is going to be worth 20% of your grade. It's going to be whatever we did that day in class, whether it's watching an instructional video or maybe it's classroom practice. That will go in the grade book for 20% of your grade. The second thing that's going to go in the grade book is binder checks. Whenever we take notes, we're going to ask you to upload a picture of those notes, and that will be 10 points towards your binder check, worth 10% of your grade. So your daily assignments are worth 20%, your binders are worth 10%. That leaves 70% for assessments or tests. So you are going to have a large portion of your grade from tests. That's how it's always been, and we're going to help you prepare really well for those tests. So what happens if you really screw up a test? Well, we always give you a retake option. It's going to look a little bit different this year. We actually haven't completely decided how we're going to make retakes available, but I know it's going to be mostly online, and we'll have a requirement, whether it's a second practice test or possibly fixing all your mistakes on the original test. So stay tuned about the retake policy, but it will be a requirement that you have to do that extra practice before you're allowed to retake a test. All right, I think I covered everything, but I am 99% sure I missed something. So if you have any questions or if your parents have any questions, feel free to email your math teacher. Now, today's assignment, in order to get points for today's daily practice and work, you are actually going to take a picture of yourself and upload it of you giving a thumbs up that you agree and will abide by the disclosure policies that I just went over. So if you agree, take a picture with your Chromebook of you giving a thumbs up. Obviously, if you disagree with them, you probably don't want to stay enrolled in our class because these are our class rules and they are required. All right, now I'm going to awkwardly get up and end this video. We'll see you later, 7th, 8th, and 9th graders.